Given her appearance, Noelle does share some similarities with Jo and Meghan, and she's even more like Meghan.
What?
Joshua Silverstein was her very first boyfriend. They were both only 13.
Holy shit. He said what?
Many people doubt Meghan has long been a mother. Following her attendance at Northwestern University, Meghan began dating Joe Giuliano. And the couple got married after having a child when Meghan was almost 20. According to reports, Noelle was born in or around 1999, which fits the timeline perfectly.
Imagine building your entire public image around being the royal family's outspoken rebel, then suddenly getting pulled into a decades-old online rumor claiming there could be a secret daughter nobody knew about. Meghan Markle has been at the center of plenty of headlines, but this story pushes speculation into a completely different lane. While Meghan continues speaking about her experiences, finding her voice, and the challenges she says she faced, critics online keep tossing out new questions and theories. Some have even asked, "Girl, where was your voice when reports claimed there were secret annulment papers in Vegas?" Whether those claims are true or not, the conversation refuses to die down. If Meghan's life were a streaming series, it would probably be called New Season, Same Controversy, Different Chapter. Every year seems to bring fresh rumors, new leaks, and another round of heated debate tied to the royal spotlight. This time, the attention isn't focused on royal titles or palace drama. Instead, it centers on an unverified claim involving a child that online gossip says was never supposed to become public. The official account is that Meghan took a gap year before college to travel, learn, and plan her future. But rumor pages have promoted a very different version of events. Some online claims suggest that during that period, she was allegedly involved in a serious relationship, with speculation stretching into rumors of a marriage and later, a baby girl. These claims remain unverified and have never been publicly proven. The main point raised by skeptics is what they view as unanswered questions about that chapter of Meghan's life. After high school in 1994, the public story is that she took a gap year before college. Critics argue there is limited public information about that period, and that lack of detail has continued to fuel online speculation and debate. Instead of backpacking across Europe, some long-running rumors claim Meghan may have spent part of that time focused on a serious relationship rather than travel. These stories have floated around online for years, with some people even speculating about a private wedding. However, no public evidence has confirmed any of those claims, and they remain internet gossip rather than established fact. For critics, the issue isn't necessarily what happened. They point to the limited public information about that period and argue that broad explanations have left plenty of room for theories and debate. Supporters see it differently, saying it's completely normal for someone to keep parts of their late teen years private. The rumors also frequently shift to Las Vegas, a city known for big headlines and bigger stories. According to online speculation, Meghan was allegedly involved in a private relationship with Joe Giuliano, a name that often appears in these discussions. Once again, these claims have never been publicly verified. What keeps the story alive for some observers is the contrast between the rumors and the public image many people associate with Meghan today. According to the speculation, the alleged relationship included a small ceremony attended by only a few people. The stories describe a simple courthouse setting and a marriage that supposedly ended quickly. However, none of these claims have been publicly confirmed, and they remain part of ongoing speculation. The rumors become even more dramatic when conversations turn to an alleged annulment. Online commentators often point to reports about sealed records, sparking years of questions and theories. Critics say the lack of publicly available documents has fueled curiosity, while others note that sealed records can exist for many legitimate reasons. There is no public evidence showing wrongdoing or a hidden scandal. For people who follow every twist in royal gossip, this is where the story takes another dramatic turn. The speculation doesn't stop at claims about a relationship during Meghan's gap year. Some rumors go even further, suggesting there may have been a pregnancy during that period. While the public story presents Meghan as a young woman exploring opportunities before college, online rumor circles continue pushing a very different narrative. So far, none of these claims have been verified or supported by publicly confirmed facts. By mid-1995, some of the most dramatic rumors expand the story even more. These claims don't just question how Meghan spent her gap year, they allege she had a daughter during that time. According to the speculation, the child was supposedly raised away from public attention by members of the Giuliano family. However, no credible public evidence has ever confirmed these allegations, and they remain unproven rumors that have circulated online for years. What keeps the conversation alive is how different these claims are from Meghan's widely known public story. Critics often point to the major shifts in her life, from aspiring actress to Hollywood figure and later a member of the royal family. Because of those changes, some online commentators have built theories around the idea that parts of her past may not be widely known. Supporters strongly reject that view, arguing that the claims amount to speculation without proof. The rumors also suggest that while Meghan moved on to college and pursued her career goals, the alleged child remained completely outside the public spotlight. Yet after decades of discussion, one thing has not changed. These claims have never been publicly substantiated. According to the speculation, the Giuliano family has been described as private, traditional, and strongly focused on family values. Some rumors claim that if a child had been involved, family members supposedly played a significant role behind the scenes. However, there is no public evidence confirming that such an arrangement ever existed, and the allegations remain unverified despite years of online debate. What makes the story so controversial for some observers is how it fits into broader narratives critics have built around Meghan's life and public image over the years. Supporters see Meghan's journey as a story of growth and ambition, while critics view it as carefully managed image building. Those competing perspectives have helped keep rumors like these alive for years. Some speculation claims that while Meghan focused on college and future opportunities, an alleged child remained completely out of public view. But separating rumor from fact is important. No verified records or publicly confirmed evidence have established that these claims are true, despite how often they resurface in royal gossip discussions. Even so, people who closely follow Meghan's public story continue to focus on unanswered questions tied to the Las Vegas rumors. According to those who believe the theory, this is where the alleged mystery becomes even more controversial. A rumored teenage marriage gets attention, but the main reason the story keeps circulating is the claim that records connected to an alleged annulment are difficult to verify. Online commentators frequently point to that issue as one of the biggest questions surrounding the story. However, there is no public evidence showing that any records were hidden because of a scandal. Legal documents can be restricted, sealed, or unavailable for many routine reasons. That hasn't stopped speculation from spreading. Critics and gossip channels continue asking questions, arguing that limited public information leaves room for theories to grow. Others strongly disagree, saying that a lack of public details is not proof that anything dramatic occurred. Some rumors even attempt to connect the alleged annulment story to other unverified claims about Meghan's past. That's one reason this topic continues attracting attention online. Meghan's public image has often focused on sharing her experiences and challenges, while critics argue there are parts of her early life that remain less documented than people might expect. Whether it's meaningful or completely ordinary depends on who you ask. But the speculation continues to spark headlines and debate. Supporters and critics often see Meghan's story through very different lenses. Supporters view her journey as personal growth and a fresh start, while critics argue that some parts of her early life remain difficult to fully piece together. That difference in perspective has helped keep old rumors alive for years, even without verified evidence supporting them. By the time Meghan arrived at Northwestern University, her public story was largely focused on the future. She appeared as an ambitious student with clear goals, a polished image, and a strong sense of direction. For many people, that's completely normal. Others saw it as the beginning of a new chapter that shifted attention away from earlier years. Critics have described this period as a major reset, claiming that past relationships and rumors seemed to disappear from the narrative as Meghan concentrated on building her career. Supporters push back, noting that plenty of people choose not to publicly revisit every detail of their teenage years, especially when gossip is involved. What keeps the discussion alive is the gap between the official public story and the theories that continue circulating online. As a result, Meghan's gap year remains a heavily debated topic among online commentators, even decades later, while many others focus primarily on her achievements and career success. Professors, classmates, industry figures, and later the public saw Meghan as an ambitious young woman working towards success. Supporters point to that as evidence of hard work and determination, while critics argue there are still unanswered questions about parts of her early story. According to long-running gossip, Meghan believed she had moved beyond the speculation and left those old rumors behind. But that's exactly why the theories continue attracting attention. People who closely follow royal controversies often claim that questions from the past never fully disappear, especially when details are limited and difficult to verify. Over the years, online discussions, blogs, and rumor threads have repeated many of the same allegations. The claims are often vague and unsupported, yet they tend to follow a familiar pattern. Critics frequently point to stories involving an alleged teenage wedding, a supposed hidden child, and reports of a sealed annulment. Despite how often those claims resurface, no publicly verified evidence has confirmed them. Ironically, that lack of proof has only fueled more debate and speculation across the internet. For those who believe the rumors, the repeated appearance of similar claims is what keeps the story alive. They argue that when the same allegations keep popping up from different sources, people naturally become curious. Others strongly reject that argument, noting that repeated rumors are not evidence and do not make a claim true. As Meghan's profile grew from Hollywood actress to royal family member and global public figure, interest in her personal history grew as well. Major interviews, public appearances, and headline-making moments often brought fresh attention to older controversies and lingering questions surrounding her past. That's one reason these rumors continued generating discussion decades after they first surfaced. The most dramatic versions of the theory focus on the passage of time. Some supporters of the rumor claim that if there were any truth behind the allegations, an alleged child would now be an adult capable of speaking publicly. However, no verified evidence has ever emerged to support those claims. Even so, gossip circles continue speculating about what a future revelation might mean, despite the fact that the allegations remain unconfirmed. Part of the reason this story attracts attention is Meghan's high public profile. Over the years, she has shared her perspective through interviews, documentaries, and public appearances. Supporters see that as her telling her story in her own words, while critics argue that certain periods of her past still leave unanswered questions. That clash of viewpoints helps keep the rumors circulating online. The most dramatic theories suggest that if any of the allegations were ever proven true, they could have a significant impact on public perceptions of Meghan. But at this point, those ideas remain entirely speculative. What continues to interest gossip channels is how several separate rumors have been woven into one larger narrative. An unexplained gap year, reports of a sealed annulment, and claims about a hidden daughter are often grouped together as part of the same story. Critics point to those elements as reasons for suspicion, while supporters argue that speculation has simply filled spaces where facts are limited. Decades later, the story remains driven by theories, online chatter, and ongoing debate, rather than publicly established evidence. And that's the key reason it continues to resurface across the internet today. Not because anyone has produced definitive proof, but because gaps, rumors, and unanswered questions have created the perfect environment for speculation to thrive. Every few years, the same allegations return, and people start connecting dots that may or may not actually belong together. Critics argue that the lack of clear answers has allowed these theories to grow far beyond their original claims. They point to old rumors, disputed stories, and accounts repeated for decades as reasons to keep asking questions. Supporters push back just as strongly, saying internet gossip can take on a life of its own and turn ordinary unknowns into major conspiracies. What's undeniable is that Meghan remains one of the most talked about public figures in the world. Whether it's a royal controversy, a headline-making interview, or a resurfaced rumor, attention seems to follow her everywhere. That's a big reason stories like this continue to circulate. In the social media era, a rumor doesn't always need proof to keep spreading. It just needs curiosity. For many observers, the biggest question isn't what may have happened decades ago. It's whether any verifiable evidence will ever emerge to settle the debate once and for all. And that's where the story reaches its biggest turning point. After years of rumors, theories, and speculation, everything comes down to one basic question. Where is the evidence? Despite all the dramatic claims that have circulated online, no publicly verified proof has emerged to confirm the allegations. Yet the absence of proof hasn't stopped people from talking. In fact, some critics argue that the mystery itself is what keeps the story alive. The less information available, the more theories appear to fill the gaps. That's often how rumors grow from small online discussions into stories repeated across social media again and again. Meanwhile, supporters maintain that the entire controversy is built on assumptions rather than facts. They argue that private chapters of a person's life do not automatically become scandals simply because the public doesn't have every detail. And without verified evidence, the debate continues to remain exactly that, a debate. And without credible evidence, supporters say the claims remain exactly what they've always been: rumors. Still, the fascination refuses to disappear. Every resurfaced discussion, old allegation, and unanswered question adds another layer to the ongoing debate. Whether the story ever leads to new facts or remains part of internet folklore, one thing is clear: people are still searching for answers. But here's the part that often gets overlooked. The longer this story remains unproven, the more it becomes a clash of narratives rather than a battle of facts. On one side are people convinced there's a hidden chapter waiting to be uncovered. On the other are those who see the entire controversy as a recycled rumor that keeps returning without any new evidence. That's what makes the debate so intense. Every major interview, public appearance, or headline involving Meghan seems to bring these old claims back into the spotlight. Critics ask why the questions never fully go away. Supporters ask why the same unverified allegations continue to be treated like major developments. Then there's the internet itself, the place where rumors can live for years. A single claim gets repeated, reposted, and shared so many times that it can start to feel larger than the evidence behind it. Before long, speculation becomes part of the story, even when nobody can point to definitive proof. Some people believe a major revelation could still emerge one day. Others argue that the real lesson is how powerful public curiosity can be when celebrity, mystery, and controversy collide. And maybe that's the most remarkable part of the entire saga. After all these years, the story continues to survive on questions, speculation, and public fascination rather than publicly verified facts. That's the reason the conversation keeps resurfacing, even today. Most celebrity rumors fade away after a few months. This one has managed to stick around for decades, resurfacing whenever Meghan's name returns to the headlines. Part of that staying power comes from the contrast at the center of the debate. Meghan's public life has been examined and discussed on a global stage. Yet critics argue there are still periods from her early years that remain less documented. Whether that's unusual or completely normal depends on who you ask. Supporters of the rumors claim that unanswered questions deserve closer scrutiny. Skeptics counter that extraordinary claims require solid evidence, and so far, no publicly verified evidence has appeared. That's why the controversy remains stuck between internet legend and ongoing speculation. With each passing year, the discussion keeps growing. The longer these rumors continue without confirmation, the more they become tied to Meghan's broader public story. Fairly or unfairly, the speculation has created an air of mystery that continues to attract online debate and attention. At the center of it all is one simple reality. No matter how public a person's life becomes, people will keep examining the past and searching for answers. Whether these claims eventually lead to new facts or remain nothing more than internet gossip is still an open question. For now, the story remains caught between speculation and proof. Until verifiable evidence emerges, the debate is likely to continue. What do you think about these long-running rumors? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next deep dive into the biggest stories making headlines.